The Bloch MB.151 was a single-engine all-metal monoplane with a low-lying wing and retractable landing gear. It was developed proactively since 1935 under the leadership of M. Roussel. The MB.150 designation was to be fitted with a 14-cylinder air-cooled Nomron GR14 KFS engine, 930 HP, and a powerful armament of two 20mm guns and two 7.5mm machine guns. The prototype first flew on May 4, 1937. In the course of tests, the plane underwent several engine changes with more advanced modifications of the Nomron. In March 1938, the Air Ministry noticed the good test results of the MB-150 drew the attention of the Ministry of Aviation, which ordered 3 prototypes, and soon 25 pre-production and 450 production machines. Since the original MB-150 was completely unsuitable for mass production, its design was radically redesigned. In addition to purely technological changes, a new wing with a different profile and a greater span was used. The prototype, now designated Bloch MB.151, was flight tested on August 18, 1938. Serial production was carried out by the Tincasso, which had taken over the Marcel Bloch Company, at the Courbevoie, Châteauroux and Bordeaux-Mérignac plants. Deliveries began in March 1939, and total production was about 660 units. Specifications of the aircraft MV.152C1. Engine, Nomron GR14N49. Power, HP, 1180. Wingspan, m, 10,54. Length of aircraft, m, 9,1. Height of aircraft, m, 3,03. Wing area, square m, 1732. Mass, kg. Empty aircraft, 2,158. On takeoff, 2,693. Maximum takeoff weight, 2,800. Maximal speed, km/h, 509. Time of climb, min/m, 324/2000. Flying range, km, 600. Practical ceiling, m, 10,000. Main modifications of Bloch MB-151 fighters. MB-151C1 with GR14N35 engine, 1030 HP. Armament, 220mm HS-404 cannons, 60 rounds per gun, and two 7.5mm Mach 1934 machine guns, 500 rounds per gun, in the wing. Some aircraft were armed with 4 7.5mm machine guns due to shortage of cannons. The higher-powered MV.152C1 had priority in supplying the cannons. Built 144, according to other sources, 140, aircraft. MW.152C1 was powered by GR14N25, 1100 HP, or GR14N49, 1180 HP. Armament was similar to MB-151C1. Built 482, according to other data, 474, aircraft. MB.155C1, the fuselage aerodynamics was improved, fuel capacity increased. GR14N49 engine, 1180 HP. Armament was similar to MB-151C1. Several dozens, presumably 35, were built. MV.153C1 with engine R1830 and MV.154C1 with engine R1820, the last was not even tested as a prototype. Combat use of Bloch MB.152 fighters. By the beginning of World War II, the French Air Force did not have a single combat unit armed with the MB.151/152. It was not until late September 1939 that Group GC1/1 completed its rearmament to the MB.152C1S, and the MB.151C1S received several air defense squadrons, which were consolidated into Groups GC2/10 and GC3/10 in December 1939. The Bloch's participation in the Strange War was very limited. By May 10, 1940, French Air Force received more than 500 megabytes 151/152. 7 fighter groups flew them, 4 of which were concentrated in the Paris area. In addition, Bloch MB-151 were flown by Navy squadrons AC-2 and ACZ. Bloch MB.155. The French Bloch MB-155 fighter. In May-June 1940, Blochs covered counter-attacks and withdrawals of French troops and provided air defense for Paris and facilities in the Seine Valley. Some 270 megabytes were lost or abandoned at airfields in 6 weeks. 151/152. In turn, Bloch pilots recorded 206 confirmed and 47 probable victories. The Vichy Air Force kept 6 MB-151/152 groups. It also operated a small number of MB-155s, 2 in each of the 1st, 8th, and 9th squadrons. All of them were stationed in France. In the summer of 1942, GC-1/1 and 11/1 were rearmed with D.520. 20 megabytes 152 were supplied to Romania, in exchange for oil, where they were used as training ships. Following the Wehrmacht's occupation of the unoccupied part of France, 173 MB.151/152/155 became German trophies. Of these, 83 were found to be suitable for further use and were operated as training aircraft. Greece ordered 25 megabytes 151s, but had received only 9 before the defeat of France. By the time Italy attacked on October 28, 1940, 6 planes were in service, but information about their combat use is scarce. The MB-152 could have been a good fighter if it had a more powerful engine and improved armament, cannons with a belt feed instead of the drum feed. As it entered service, the MB-152 was inferior to the Messerschmitt Bf-109E in speed and rate of climb. Its range was insufficient, which made it impossible to evacuate the Blochs to North Africa in June 1940. At the same time, the plane was notable for its good maneuverability, resistance to combat damage, excellent piloting characteristics, and ease of maintenance.